Hello everyone, how's it going guys? Today we're gonna do something slightly different. And yeah, we're gonna check out the Forza 7 demo that just came out. And it's the first time it's available on PC, so I was curious to check it out. Let's see how it is. I already went a little bit here into the options. And it has mouse support, which is great. I'm running everything on as high as I can right now. We'll see how that goes, but I think my hardware should be good enough to do that. Yeah, I'm trying a new design. Let's see how it works. And I've already did a very short test and the wheel is working, so that's great. You got controller options here, input options, where the layout was already set to G27. I was binding a few keys here without problems, and there's also keyboard options that are still working. So for pause, etc., I can use my keyboard as well, so everything should be fine here, as far as I can tell. I might need to do a little volume tweak when I'm on track. Let's see. Let's go on track and find out if the volume is okay and everything. So this is the main menu of the demo. We go race, and then there's 3 experiences that you can pick from. You can drive the 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS, Mercedes-Benz racing truck, that's interesting, and the Nissan GT-R. I think we're gonna start with the Nissan, right? Very nice presentation, of course. You can see it's a big game. Very nice presentation. Super nice graphics. You can choose your driver gear. I think we're gonna pick something like that. What's the options here? Change gender. No, we don't need that. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on a second. Oh, that's stupid. Then I need to tell OBS that it needs to capture a specific window. This should be better. Hello Xbox Racing. Okay, let's return to the main menu once more, so I can show you what I just talked about and you couldn't see. Named Xbox, named Michael. Hi everybody else. So, this is better. This is the main menu. I just went through a few options, but it's really not that interesting. I already told you I have set up everything on max. Wheel works okay, so what we can do here is go race and pick those 3 different experiences. As I just mentioned, it's presented very well. Looks really impressive. But I think we're gonna start in the Nissan. I've literally been on track only for 20 seconds, so you're gonna get my true first impressions. Howdy Rob. Hi Eve Marie. Hi DJ Shivas. Hi Thomas. Hi VTech. So, let's see here. Assist. I've set everything to be off here. No assists, etc. Difficulty I've set to average as a start. And that's it. Hi Benjamin. I hope the volume is okay for you guys. I hope you can hear me okay. It's a bit loud here. I've reduced the main game volume. That's such a tease. They show you the Nordschleife down there, but it's only the Grand Prix circuit that you can race. And yeah, we jumped straight into the race. So how is the volume, guys? Can you still hear me okay? So I talk like this, is it loud enough? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, force feedback is not fantastic. It looks really good. The wheel is working at least. Hello, Eva. That's on in the center for feedback. Yeah. There's not much going on here in the center. We have only a few. As soon as let me check. Well, here I can't go into the options, and I've tried to go in the Windows volume, but it's not there. I guess what I will do is do a volume tweak in OBS. How's the sound now? Is it better? Hey, at least the tire stacks are interactive. Hi Daniel the Freak. Let me know if the volume is better now. It's heavy rain here. Can you hear me now? Hey look, the AI just went off. Okay, it's better. Good to hear. Well, it feels like the steering has a dead zone. I can tell you so much already. I'm moving the wheel quite a bit here, as you can see, but the car is barely changing direction. You see this? Oops. It's a bit tricky here. Not a whole lot of traction, as you might expect. Oh, especially not on the curbs. Whoa! Damn, this is not easy. TV is 60 Hz, yeah, not more. I'm already a bit bummed out over the dead zone that I have in the steering. Damn, and the puddles are really slippery. Oh, now it's becoming sunny again. I set in the options. Whoa, holy, don't drive into the puddles. Wow. It's a bit... Wow. I don't know which tires I'm on. Probably not wet tires. It certainly does feel like driving with slicks in the wet. You have to be careful on the brakes and you have to be careful on the throttle. But the deadzone in the steering, I don't know if that's something you can adjust. I've not seen a whole lot of options. Hey, now it becomes evening as well. Wow. Well, that was a quick race. That was one lap. Yeah, it did warn me about the puddles. Yeah, it's a very short demo indeed if you can only drive one lap at a time. Well, the AI was set to average. I'll try this one more time now. First I'll double check if there isn't any option for the controller. I don't see anything about deadzones here. Just bindings. Is there anything advanced? No. Okay. It is what it is then. At least it's running very smooth. That much I can say on my PC. On everything maximum. Let's try this one more time here and increase the AI difficulty a little bit. So you can actually adjust things while it's loading. That's pretty cool. Same as in Formula 1 2017. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the effects and the time cycle and the weather is accelerated or multiplied. It's a bit weird that there's no more options here. It's only the assist. Need to go to the main menu if you want to adjust options. Oh, that's... If I press the button on the keyboard, then it doesn't let me drive with my wheel. Oh, hello. You can feel the understeer pretty well. And the oversteer. But it feels very dead in the center, the steering. And I thought that I disabled all the cockpit movement, but it's still wobbling. track seems pretty realistic. Graphics are really sharp and nice. I mean, there's some good things in the Forza feedback. You can feel the oversteer, you can feel understeer, but other than that, it's pretty dead. Or maybe it's the settings in my Logitech profiler, because I'm still running those custom settings I set up for WRC7. I need to try that actually. The car sound, if I wouldn't know, I wouldn't guess that this is a Nissan GT3 GTR. We'll drive the Porsche next, and then we'll see how that one sounds. Can I change views here? No. What is happening here? If I press button on the keyboard, my wheel turns off. I don't know, if you ask me, it looks pretty good. Yeah, car does not sound like a GT3. Let me check something here in my Logitech profiler. I will enable allow game to adjust settings, and I will put everything back to default. Okay, and then let's try the Porsche. One more thing I need to check, if I can adjust the camera. As you see here, camera motion effects are turned off, but it's still wobbling in the cockpit. If the force feedback is very loose in the center, but I just made a correction in my profiler, so I'm gonna try again, see if that made any difference before I tell you something wrong here. Well, yeah, let's try this Porsche here. Looks nice. So far I had a very loose feeling in the center of the wheel, but let's see if my correction helped with that. Drive a tar. Let's put it on maximum. Oh my god, what track is that? Dubai. I don't think I know this track. Yeah, they took note from Kiloton Games. It should make a difference whether I restart the game or not, but I can, if it does make a difference now, I will do that just to be sure. What? I'm pressing the button that I mapped to change the cockpit, to change the view, but it doesn't do anything. You know, there it is. Okay, so now I'm feeling the dampers of the force feedback. So, wow. Oh my god, what is going on? Let me check here for input lag. No, there's no input lag. Let me also check something else here, how much rotation it's using. Well, 180. Okay. That's not realistic. Aha, it's this desert track here. This feels weird. Oh my god. Yeah, the dampers don't really help with the force feedback. But you see the dead zone? Guys, do you see that? I'm moving the wheel. You see it on my webcam, right? And nothing happens in the game. I would say it's like a at least 5% dead zone, maybe 10%. And it only goes up to 180 degrees. Can't even do a proper donut in this car, proper burnout. Oh my god, this car is extremely loose. Maybe it's damaged already. I need to... You see, as soon as I press the keyboard button, the wheel is going nuts. I need to get rid of the dampers because this feels extremely weird. So... I mean, this way it's a bit loose without dampers, but at least, you know, that weird resistance is gone. Why have such a big dead zone? I mean, I understand for controllers, but for wheels? You see how loose this car is? Oh my god. You know, I find it actually really funny that these mainstream racing games are much more difficult to drive than the most hardcore simulators. And it's only because there is like dead zones and weird force feedback and weird driving physics. But I think I damaged my car, you know, my steering is already... Hey, thank you!
Howdy.
Howdy yourself. There is a dashboard camera. So it's basically a camera where we don't see the wheel and the driver. I just enabled the cockpit view because or the driver view because I needed to check how the wheel is set up. Let's try this truck. Thank you, Michael. Thanks a lot. Hey, wow, 20. You're awesome. Thank you. So what track are we driving here? Mugello. Nice. That Porsche felt weird, but I don't know if I damaged my car and it was because of that. Probably was. You see, that's the dashboard camera, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's go. What, you look, my wheel is like off center for some reason. There's no room to overtake. If there's two trucks going side by side, then the truck is... there's no more gap. Look at this, I want to overtake. Why a dead zone on the steering? I think that's currently for me the biggest letdown. Everything else is not so bad. I mean, in terms of handling, it's certainly not a simulation, but it kind of makes sense how the cars drive. At least the Nissan did. The Porsche was a bit weird. I have to try it again, because I don't know if it was my fault for crashing the car, damaging the car. But I can really good. I can feel the slip in the tires. I can feel really well. Hey, thank you. Hi, yes, indeed. Toka Race Driver 3. I remember that. Driving trucks. It's a nice delay in the shifts here in the trucks, as you might expect. Doesn't shift very quickly. Well, I mean, at the core of the game, I'm sure it tries to simulate realistic car behavior to some degree. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I did not expect something up there with the, you know, with the top racing sims. Yeah, sound is not spectacular. Whoa, what the... Do you see this glitch? Did you see that? What the hell was that? There it is again. I wonder if you guys see this as well, or if it's just on my screen. You probably see this too, right? Yeah, you do. Very weird. I mean, this is a brand new PC. It's maybe a month old with a 1080 Ti. Very strange. I don't think I'm overheating or something. I've never seen anything like this before. Strange. Yeah, I mean, but I can already say the biggest problem is the lack. I mean, maybe it's just because it's the demo and it's better in the full game. But there's a complete lack of any options, force feedback or, you know, axis, sensitivity, deadzone, linearity. There's none of that. And there's definitely quite the deadzone in the steering, which is very sad, very sad. Well, the steering is, yeah, it is what it is. There's only 180 degrees of rotation. There's a huge deadzone in the center. There's, yeah, also a bit of lack of actual force feedback feel in the center. It's very loose. And other than that, you can feel when the car is oversteering. You can feel the car understeering. But yeah, in the center there's not a whole lot of FFB going. So yeah, a bit disappointing. I would have thought it had a little bit better wheel support. I mean, it barely is functioning. There's no options, and the default settings are, yeah, not what you would want. Yeah, let's drive that Nissan one more time. On the plus side, I was able to map my handbrake here. I was able to map my H shifter over there. But yeah. It's just that deadzone is ridiculous. Steering, you have simulation. The steering mode uses Forza artificial intelligence to guide a driver's steering and keep them near the optimal driving. Okay, why does it only... It only tells me what super easy is. I want to know what the other ones do. Why does it say super easy up there? I don't get it. It says super easy on everything here. Anyway, steering is on simulation. That's as simulation as it can probably go within this game. Everything else is off or manual. Yeah, this is the most realistic experience you can get out of it. Yeah, I mean, this camera is pretty okay. Unfortunately, there's a lot of head movement in this camera that I would like to get rid of, but there's no option for that I have found. I mean, I really hope, not that at this point I'm so eager to purchase the full version of this game, but maybe in the full version of the game you have more controller options, like at least get rid of the dead zone. This is very bad. I mean, the driving itself is challenging enough. Obviously not the full-on sim, but it feels right in a way. It's just the force feedback is extremely lacking. And yeah, the unrealistic wheel range or rotation doesn't help either. I mean, you have these modern steering wheels with rotations up to 900, 1080 degrees, and this game is only giving you 180. But yeah, I guess we will have to understand that the audience of Forza Motorsport and Gran Turismo is obviously mostly gamepad users. Most of them are on console anyway, and then the PC market is probably still a majority either using a gamepad or keyboard or whatever. But is that really an excuse to have such lame steering wheel support? Rotation will be DLC, yeah, right. Wow, those puddles are insane. You lose control immediately. Thoughts on the new Ferrari pack of Assetto Corsa? Well, there's not much to say. It's probably really good. Some awesome cars in there. I haven't driven a Assetto Corsa in a while, but it's certainly a great game. Or sim, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure the Ferrari DLC will be no exception. So we are on the highest difficulty level, right? We're still, in theory, driving circles around the cars. And going a bit off track. And hitting somebody. Yeah, what can I say? It basically treats your steering wheel like a gamepad. Maurice, you're saying that input is actually 900 degrees? I don't think so. I mean, Everything I go beyond 180. And let me actually try that again. Yeah, good point, Maurice. I'll try that. Let's try that Porsche one more time, even though I'm not digging the track. You sure, Marco? Try the try the demo. Okay, now it like froze there for a second. Where's the telemetry menu? I haven't found that one. Okay, so we'll just let the AI go here and do some testing. Yeah. Oh my god. I hope I didn't damage my car already. It's understeering from hell. You see how it's washing out over the... Well, how would I look at my wheels though? Is there any... Ah, there. What the... that's the thing. You know, I can either use my keyboard or my wheel. I'm pressing also T on the keyboard, it doesn't do anything. It only tells me I can press tab to change camera angles. That works. T doesn't do anything. I cannot use the keyboard at the same time as my wheel, so this is why I'm trying to move my wheel now to see how the front tires rotate, but then it's doing this weird thing. It's probably because this is only the demo, that not all the options are there. It's a very limited demo. I think we were driving with a damaged Porsche the first time. This feels a little bit better. Even though it does feel very loose. Very understeering. Can't really power oversteer. Still having a hard time believing that it's actually using 900 degrees. Just trying to figure it out by my rotation angle. Yeah, it actually does. It actually does use 900 degrees. You're right, it's only the driver animation that is locked at 180. So yeah, the biggest problem then is just the dead zone. That's making it really difficult to drive. Yeah, it's very difficult to drift this car. I keep saying this every time I try one of these simcade, whatever you want to call it, games, and I always say the same thing. I find the hardcore simulators much more easy to drive because everything just makes more sense. These games, you first have to get used to a shitty control. But yeah, I mean, yeah, demo is free. It came out just an hour ago, so make sure to check it out if you want. It's 22 gigabytes. This car does not make any sense to me. Well, the force feedback is... The good things about the force feedback are that you can feel when the car is oversteering. It's like giving you a little pull in the opposite direction. You can feel when the car is understeering. There's a little bit of vibration as you feel the tires slipping. Other than that, there's on the negative side, there is a very big hole in the center of the wheel where nothing really... You don't feel any resistance in the wheel. At least if you disable dampers, which you should. And yeah, I mean the dead zone is killing the game for me. I can't drive like this. It feels like I'm driving with a gamepad in form of a steering wheel. There's 3 different experiences that you can try in this demo. You can drive this Nissan GT2 on the Nurburgring 2 laps. You can drive the Mercedes truck on Mugello for 2 laps, or this Porsche GT2 in Dubai. I mean, this is obviously my favorite. This one is sort of, yeah, I mean, it's the most fun. The most realistic motorsport experience, and it's very nice with the changing weather and the changing time of day. The car also kind of makes sense, the way it behaves. The Porsche was a real handful to drive, and I mean that in a not in a good way. This one is actually not too bad. Hi Mohammed. It's a bit of a strange selection of cars here. There is some GT3 cars, there's some GTLM cars. I mean, the GTLM cars should be quite quicker than the GT3s. Hi Lucky. Nice, you see the cables here inside the cockpit are moving, vibrating with the G-forces. Yeah, do not drive on the curbs when it's wet. Thank you. Is this car also using 900 degrees, or is it only 540? God knows, there's no soft lock, so it's probably 900 as well. The graphics do look really nice. Can't say anything about that. I'm running this obviously with 16 times anisotropic filtering and 8 times multi-sampling anti-aliasing. Thank you guys. I wonder what happens if I just turn around now before the lap is over. Thank you. And drive the other way. Do I get to continue to drive then? You'll probably give me a warning for driving the wrong way. I'd like to go here on the Nordschleife. Wow, look at that lighting. That's not the chicane I'm looking for, this one. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot tell you many good things about the force feedback. mean, the biggest problem for me with the force feedback is just the loose center. There's just no force here in the center. I can move my wheel with my pinky finger. Oh, what? Shit. Oh no, oh no. I damaged pretty much everything in my car now. Can't use keyboard and wheel at the same time. As soon as I press the throttle pedal, it starts glitching out. Yeah, but something is definitely really broken now. Or is it just the standing water in the grass? No, I don't know. It's really broken. I cannot restart either. No, I have to quit and then load again. You say I should switch to 540 degrees? I can do that. It's not that it feels terribly wrong at 900. Other games adjust it for you, you know. Depending on the car, it switches between 900 and 540, 360, whatever. Let's have another look here in the options. Is there anything that we were missing? You can set a performance target here. I don't know what dynamic does. I've set it to 60 FPS VSync off. And in here, yeah. In the beginning, the game was launching in 4K for me, so I had to tone it down to 1080p. And as I said, in here there's not a whole lot. Is there any? There's no buttons for advanced settings or something like that, no. There's only this layout, which was pre-selected for me, G27. And I was able to bind whatever I needed. Let's try one more time here with 540 degrees. Let's see how that feels. No, I cannot say that I've noticed anything like that, Maurice. I mean, there's not a whole lot of vibration to begin with, only when you drive over curbs and stuff like that. Other than that, it's a very smooth, light feeling through the wheel. I don't think that will work F for advanced. I think that's one thing that might work in the full game, but in the demo. Are you for real? F for advanced? I don't think I've seen that, no. I don't. Let's try this real quick here again. Yeah, I was able to choose 4K resolution, but I have enabled dynamic super resolution in my NVIDIA drivers. Yeah, actually with 540 degrees there's much less it feels much stiffer in the center now. There's like immediately as soon as you start to move the wheel just a little bit, you can feel more resistance now. With 900 degrees there was like a huge dead feeling in the center. Now that's a little bit better. But yeah. I would almost say it feels a little bit oversensitive now though, the steering. You see how little I have to move my wheel now? And like I'm barely touching my wheel. I think 900 degrees felt more realistic, at least from the input that you had to do on the wheel. But yeah, it feels much tighter now. Yeah, as I said before, you can feel the car oversteering and you can feel the car understeering. Like if I hit the throttle here, okay, now I was a gear too high. Yeah, it's not much feeling, to be honest. Even when the car is oversteering a lot, the wheel doesn't really pull in any direction that much. Wow, the AI does not give a F. You can feel the tires are slipping. You know, you can feel it, the wheel vibrating when the tires are slipping. But you see this? My wheel should like pull in all sorts of directions when the car is oversteering like that. It's not doing that. You see my wheel, it's just that center. That's really weird though. Hang on a second. The other thing is when I use my keyboard, it takes a second until it realizes, oh, now you're using the keyboard, let me switch to keyboard profile or keyboard input. I can quickly show you here these are my settings that I'm adjusting here. And I have overall strength at 100, spring at 100, damper I set to 0 because the damper is really numbing the force feedback. It's not a good effect. And this one is not enabled, so whether it's 100 or not doesn't really matter. Degrees of rotation, yeah, I've set it now to 540. It does feel a little bit oversensitive, if I'm completely honest with you. So I'm gonna switch back to 900. And then yes, I have allowed game to adjust settings. I don't know if this game uses that option or not. But let's jump back into it. It feels more natural with 900 degrees to me, if I'm being honest with you. You need to go to the Microsoft store. There is a page for the Forza Motorsport 7 demo. Yeah, I need to take back what I said earlier about feeling the car oversteer. You don't really, there's not a whole lot of information coming through the wheel about that, except some vibrations when the tires are slipping. So if I understeer the car, I can feel it vibrating. but it's also not losing any force or strength because of the understeer. So yeah, it's very much like a rubber band center spring kind of feel. Good turn. I like this heads-up display. It tells you when you did a good turn. Thank you. Perfect turn. I mean, the physics are not bad. You can lock your brakes quite easily. I mean, I'm talking about this car now. The Porsche was still weird. I didn't get that car at all. But this car kind of makes sense to me. It's just that unfortunately the force feedback is not very good. And you know, driving with the deadzone of 5% is just not what you want to do. I'm just driving the opposite way here because I want to stay on track and not go through the main menu again. This time we'll try to... Oh, now the AI actually moved out of the way a little bit. Simulation steering is broken, people say. As in, it's not working as intended, or it works as intended and that's just broken. Because yeah, I mean, I can tell you that there's a huge dead zone. But other than that, I mean, the steering works. It's just... It's a real shame because I like how the car drives. I just don't like the force feedback, and yeah, I keep mentioning the dead zone, which is a real no-no. It could be so much better if they just put in a little bit of effort to support the wheels, but I mean, it's always the same story. Sim racers are just such a small niche group of people that those huge companies like Microsoft and Turn 10 Studios keep ignoring sim racers and the need of sim racers. But then you could just argue that, you know, if you want to make a realistic racing game, why do some very unrealistic things like having a dead zone? Let's see. I think in the full game it will probably be an option. It's probably just a demo thing. There's probably millions of people downloading the demo. They wanted to give a good experience to most of them, and couldn't be bothered with implementing options. for those who are taking it seriously. Yeah, so the dynamic time of day and whether script has ended, it's not changing anymore, even if I'm staying on this track for much longer. The AI keeps driving though. I have bound my clutch, but it's not doing anything. You can actually see in the HUD in the bottom right that there is a bar for throttle and brake input. Blue and red bar. So if I press the clutch, nothing happens. Where is those FFB settings? Let me check that one more time here. But I have not seen anything. Somebody mentioned you have to press F. Is that right? Let's try that. So I'm going to options, controller, and down in the bottom right you can see all the buttons that you can press. You can press N to customize, escape to cancel, R to reset to default, and C to save. But if I press F, nothing happens. Oh, there it is, input options advanced. Oh, thank you for that. I completely missed that. Well, that explains. That makes a lot of things easier. So ignore everything I I said about that zone. You can actually adjust it. Good. That zone outside. That's like yeah, okay. We don't want that. We don't need any dead zones. Handbrake, vibration scale. For CPAC scale, steering sensitivity. I guess 100 is linear. And linearity, 50 must be linear. For CPAC understeer. This sets the weighting of the understeer for CPAC on the steering wheel. Minimum force is 100. I think we need to increase that. They even have a minimum force option. That's pretty advanced. Hey, I have to take a couple of things back here. Wheel damper scale. Yeah, I've disabled dampers in the driver, so this will not make a difference. Center spring scale is 100. Well, center spring, this should be really self-aligning torque instead. But they don't have that. I guess we have to leave that at 100 then. Okay. So we did the best we could in here now. We can press C to save. So this should be... Let's just double check if it was actually applied. Yes, it was. How do I disable the shaky camera? I don't think you can. I've seen it somewhere, but I've already put it off. Is it HUD? Here, camera motion effects. I turned that off. The camera view is driver or cockpit. Yeah, it will still be crap. Maybe slightly better though. I mean, at least the dead zone is gone. That is already a big improvement. Yeah, I mean, there's no other camera options that I can see except this, right? Camera motion effects. We can try simulation. Maybe that's better. I doubt it. I keep going back to the Nissan because the other two experiences are not really my cup of tea. Thanks again for that heads up regarding those options, Maurice. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Probably not. So now at least the dead zone is gone. But the force feedback is probably still not the icing on the cake. I imagine. Disabling simulation steering, I can try that, but all the other options didn't sound too good to me. Alright, no more dead zone. Thanks. Wow. Somebody hit me in just the wrong place there. I guess this car has no handbrake, doesn't work. Yeah, that zone is gone, so that's one good thing. Force feedback is still pretty, yeah, basic. The good old Forza versus Gran Turismo wars. I remember playing the original Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 1. It's the game that actually brought me into racing. On consoles first and on PC later. Wow. Looks like I'm not the only one going off here. I played Gran Turismo 1, 2 and 3, stopped after that one. By that time I was already hooked on racing simulations on the PC. But yeah, I'm probably one of many people that are now in sim racing that got hooked by Gran Turismo. So we can, yeah, say as many bad things as we want about these games. If they are not up to the standards that us PC hardcore sim racers have, at least they're bringing new people into our hobby and and there's a good chance that some of you guys who are now playing Forza in the future will play some yeah, other racing simulations, actual racing simulations. Those puddles, man, they are really unsettling your car. Yeah, you certainly have a point there, Sky. Simulations don't have a lot of game features. But that's also due to the fact that the companies developing those racing simulations, they are just a fraction of the people that are developing games like this, working on a fraction of the budget. But I actually feel like the mainstream racing games and the simulations have grown a little bit together over the recent time. If you look at games like Formula 1 2017, it's actually quite heavy on the simulation side when it comes to pure on-track experience, while obviously maintaining all the game features that it has. What I also can say very positive is that the performance is really good. This is everything maxed out with 8x multi-sampling anti-aliasing, and it's running quarter smooth on my 1080 Ti i7-7700 processor. The AI is not really, they don't care so much. Woo. Not avoiding the player a whole lot. Yes, I did actually find those input settings now. They were a bit hidden. I mean, obviously it feels much better without dead zones. That goes without saying. But the force feedback is still, I keep repeating myself, but it's very bare bones. I mean, there's not a whole lot of feeling you can get for oversteer. You see, it's like the wheel is not doing anything while the car is sliding. It should be pulling in the opposite direction. Tracks look really good there. Everything looks really good, cars and tracks. Really tricky when the car starts to slide on the acceleration in the wet. I'm just a bit puzzled because you start the race and I think we are on slick tires and you have a lot of grip in the dry and then it starts to rain. I mean, normally under these conditions on slick tires you would be sliding around like crazy, but actually it's still very manageable. So it makes me wonder if they actually have dry and wet compounds in the game. They probably do in the full version of the game. Well, the braking, I cannot say much. I can only say good things about it. You can lock the brakes very easily if you do a full brake like this. And braking distances seem quite realistic to me. It's not like they are super brakes or anything like that. As I said earlier, I mean, the way this car drives, wow, kinda makes sense. It's not completely unrealistic or terrible. It's actually quite good. It's just the force feedback is not what I'm used to. I don't know, I don't think we can have a look at the TV camera, can we? Maybe you can hear a little bit here. It does look really good. As I'm almost being killed by the AI again here. The gravel feels also like an actual gravel, like you could actually almost be stuck in it. Ah, it's so nice. No more input. No more dead zone. What did I actually change in the force feedback settings? I don't change the force feedback as such. I did disable the dampers in my Logitech profiler, in my drivers, but you can actually also disable the dampers in the FFB options, and you should do so. Because dampeners will just, yeah, dampen everything. But what I did was, what was really important was to get rid of the dead zone. You have to go to input, well, what's the option called? Input options. Then press F and go to, yeah, change all the dead zones to 0. That was the thing that annoyed me the most. Let's have a look at that again. The switch between keyboard and wheel is not very smooth, and you can't use same at both at the same time. So you go to options, controller, input options. Oh, what is this? Arrow key and numpad. Okay, this is just, yeah. So input options, and there you can press F. I did not see that option first, but there it is. And here you can get rid of all the dead zones, leave all the outside dead zones at 100 and the inside at 0. And here, yeah, the vibration and force feedback scale, I have not changed anything here, but I don't think this will make a big difference in the way the force feedback works. It will just tone down some effects. I mean, it's just the overall level of force feedback and vibrations. The sensitivity and linearity, I think, are set up properly like this. Force feedback understeer. This sets the weighting of the understeer. Force feedback on your steering wheel. It's not quite clear what that means, but I can try and increase that, see what difference it makes. Ah yeah, I did increase the minimum force. So that actually helped a little bit with the loose center, but it's still there though with 900 degrees. When you have set your wheel to 540 degrees, then you will have a much tighter center. I mean, I'm talking about my G27 here. I don't know, maybe your wheel might be different, but yeah. And the dampers, as I say, I disabled them in the drivers, but you can also disable them here, and you should disable that. And center spring, well, yeah. And I can actually try and put that to 0, but then I will probably have even less force in the wheel altogether. Let's see what this does. Or it could also be that the center spring is disabled via the Logitech profiler, which I have also set to 0 there. And I have also not enabled it to be used in games that use it. So it might make no difference after all. Let's try the truck one more time here. Yeah, I mean, I've already done the adjustments in my drivers. I'm not sure actually. It's stock settings, Silly Drew. I have not changed anything. The only thing I have changed is in the NVIDIA drivers. I've set it up for maximum performance. Yeah. Disabling center spring didn't change anything. It's because I already had it disabled in my drivers. And the understeer, can't really say that I feel a whole lot when it's understeering, except a little vibration. Maybe I have to have dampers enabled for that, but you don't want that. Cockpit movement again is making me a bit nauseated. Is that an option in any of the other Forza games, that you can adjust movement in the cockpit camera and stuff like that? Well, I've set in the options here. You can say that you want to have the game running in 60 FPS without VSync. That's what I chose at least. I cannot tell you if I'm running now over 60 FPS or exactly 60 FPS, but it does feel extremely stable. So it almost looks to me as it's locked 60 FPS here. Well, that's interesting that you say that. I will try and go away from simulation steering and see what it does. Let me just finish this lap here. This is running on a 1080 Ti. The info about my system is also in the description if you wanna see all the details. Can feel a little bit when it's understeering. I mean, I can counter steer. I just don't feel the force feedback telling me when the car is oversteering. That's all. But I will definitely try a different option rather than simulation. See if it's better or not. But I don't have any problem with the steering as such. It's really just the lacking FFB. And those cockpit movements are really making me sick already. AI is extremely slow even on the Pro setting. Like I could, yeah, drive around the AI on the outside. I'm having also trouble to see when I have to shift here. There's no ref lights or any indication when I'm in the limiter. I see the gears changing to orange, but make sure you set it up to use 60 FPS without VSync, because if VSync is on, sometimes you can have if you're not quite if your PC is not quite powerful and you don't meet the 60 FPS the VSync needs, then that can lead to stuttering. Although what you describe sounds more like micro stutters, which maybe is more CPU related. Yeah, you see here I set it to 60 FPS, no VSync. Everything on as high as it gets. So where would I choose the handling? Yeah, that would be after selecting the experience, right? Steering mode. Normal, assisted, super easy. I guess we're gonna try normal then. Just trying to find out what it does differently in normal. Don't really notice any difference in the steering. I mean, is it really changing the steering, or what is it changing? Whoa! Took my eyes off the screen for 1 second to change the camera, and I already hit the AI. Okay, I think I got suspension damage or something, because now definitely my steering is off-center. To be honest, I cannot really feel any difference between normal and simulation. Try to slide the car. Well, it's not really a car that slides a lot. Oh, I see what you mean. This has like some sort of steering aids, right? That helps you counter steer or stuff like that. Or maybe not. What happens if I go to pit lane? It's probably closed. Oh, it's not. Let's see if there's a pit crew waiting for me then. Yeah, I mean, whatever it does, normal or simulation, I'm guessing that what I would really want is simulation, because it sounds like, oh, didn't even line up properly in my garage. No pit crew. Okay. But they did repair my car. It's not off-center anymore. tracks do feel very accurate. Feel at home right away. Always want to use the handbrake to turn around. Oops. At least the tires are moving when you hit them. Those headlights look really nice there in the distance. Wow. So what do you guys say? Are you guys gonna purchase the full game when it comes out? I kinda like how this car drives. I need to drive that Porsche one more time and drive it a bit more seriously than earlier, when I was still trying things out. So yeah, I think we can drive this track as long as we want in reverse. Only when you drive it regularly you get taken off track after 2 laps. Well then I think you will not be happy, Alex, with this game. The force feedback is very rudimentary. Is it me or is it getting more dark now? No, it's not, isn't it? Is it? No. Like even WRC7 has better force feedback than this game. The demo is 22 gigabytes. I wonder what the full game size will be. Probably beyond 50. I'll keep driving in reverse for half an hour here. $90 gigabytes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Wow. It doesn't like keyboard and wheel at the same time. Man, this looks good. Hey, the cloud's actually still moving. I bet they're just going in circle now. At least this car can do a proper donut. You can drive in reverse in race room. Just need to disable all the flag rules. I'm repeating myself, but the tracks are very accurate in my opinion. And this car is sort of fun to drive. Wow. Maybe a bit too easy to brake under these conditions with slick tires. It could be that the normal steering as opposed to the simulation steering is a little bit more sensitive on a turn-in, and then it becomes more linear, as where simulation steering is entirely linear. I don't know, it's difficult to say. But I didn't feel anything wrong with the simulation steering. There's 2 more cars and 2 more tracks that you can drive. I can show you again. I'll try the Porsche one more time. Certainly looks beautiful, this game. But honestly, I don't see myself spending a lot of time with this, regardless. So these are the 3 things that you can drive: Nissan, GTR, Mercedes-Benz truck, and 2018 Porsche. Let's try this one. I wish I could just drive this car on the Nurburgring instead. I'll go back to simulation handling for this try. Yeah, simulation steering, whatever. There it is. This steering mode uses Forza artificial intelligence to guide a driver's steering and keep them near the optimal driving. I still don't get why it's only explaining me why it's always saying super easy up there. I want it to tell me what the other things are doing. But I think in any case, simulation is the one that you wanna drive. Okay, we'll actually try and focus and do good this time. Too much traffic. Getting a little bit of stuttering now as well, for some reason. It's actually a nice drift. Whoa, that was a big lag. Where do those stutters come from? Shit, I probably damaged my car already again. Come on. Oh, it's still driving straight. You can feel the difference in grip on these rumble stones here. Ah, that turn in oversteer. Okay, car is damaged. I blame the traffic. Yeah, I hope it's gone now. Probably not. My car is damaged anyway. We're going way too fast. I don't know, the car breaks out quite easily for no reason. I think it's because we damaged the car. This cannot be normal. Shame we cannot restart or, you know, fix the car or something. Maybe I can turn the damage off. Cosmetic, but it's probably too late for that already. Let's give this one more try and then we'll call it a night for today. Yeah, but what you're saying is that in normal steering it's like assisting you in the steering to make it more easy, but that's not really what you want. You want to be in control yourself, right? So, you know, if it's only there to be a cosmetic for bad handling of the car, you know, to compensate that, that's not really the purpose of it. I mean, that's not really what I would like. I'm gonna let the AI pass now and hopefully be able to drive a few laps or a few corners without breaking my car. I'm gonna, yeah, it's disabled. Everybody's telling me to put steering on normal instead of simulation. But is it more realistic that way, or is it just easier that way? That's what I would like to know. Because obviously I would like to set it up to be the most realistic as possible. Thanks for being here tonight, Michael. Thanks for the donation. Have a nice evening. Goodbye. Well, I liked the Nissan before as well. It wasn't really the steering that made the difference. Let's try this one more time here. Let's let the AI pass so we don't run into them. Camera movement is driving me crazy. I've said this twice during this stream already, but hardcore racing simulations that are more realistic are also more easy to drive than this. Because they are more realistic. wonder at which point these big studios will understand that you don't have to artificially make a car do strange things to make it easier, supposedly. Just make it drive realistic and alright, this is ridiculous. You see how that car just lost the rear? Maybe I was going in a bit too quick in this corner, but that didn't feel right to me at all. I mean, I'm driving what? This was 80 miles per hour, which is what, 150 kilometers per hour? Nice sand over the track here. Sandstorm. I'm getting a little bit of that micro stuttering now as well. I don't know, it was smooth in the beginning of the stream. It's a nice little echo effect, reverb on the sound in the tunnel here. Okay guys, I will try normal one more time. Okay, maybe I was going a bit quick into this corner. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. That was actually a quite nice drift. But again, normal versus simulation steering. I don't even understand what that's supposed to mean, you know. Steering is quite straightforward. You turn and the car turns. What is there even to have options about? I mean, steering assists, yeah, sure. But I don't want to have any steering assists. Wow, always going too quick into this corner. I don't get this car. The vibrations in the cockpit are not helping either. I'm already a bit nauseated. Yeah, I mean, I can agree that it's a bit easier in normal versus simulation steering, but for what reason, you know? Is it easier because it's actually set up to be realistic, or is it easy because there's some weird assist somewhere in the background? In any case, I didn't like that Porsche so much. Maybe it's because the track that I don't know. Maybe if I could drive it on the Nurburgring it would be a little bit better. The Nissan was actually quite fun to drive. And the trucks, well, yeah, drove like a truck. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I would recommend it. It depends on what kind of game you are looking for. If you're a sim racer, you might wanna pass, I'm afraid. It's just doesn't feel right. I mean, this Porsche doesn't. The Nissan kind of felt right, but it's probably one of those games where some cars feel okay, others not so much. And yeah, force feedback is not very well. Nothing like compared to all the major sim titles out there. And the rest, you've seen it for yourself. It looks really good. It sounds okay-ish. Give the demo a go. It's available for free, 22 gigabytes. Thanks for watching. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Have a nice evening. See you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.